This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, proud, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Hey, a great Friday morning. Hope everybody's doing well. I even hope my enemies are doing well, because I really don't want to see anything happen to our enemies. Politically, of course, I do. But before we get going, I want to give my sincere condolences, and I'm sure everybody in the Belleville area will want to do the same, for a great gentleman who was involved in an accident on a lawnmower and perished in a fire a couple days ago. I'm talking about Dwayne Chubb Sudholt. Everybody in the Belleville area knew him. He dies. He was on a lawnmower. It caught fire, caught him on fire. One thing led to another. You know, it really goes to show you you never know when you're not coming home. But Chubb was a great man in the Belleville area, a true American, and I want to put a sincere shout out and special condolences to his entire family, and also Scott Tyler and his bride Ann. Ann was the daughter of Chubb, and I know he had other children, but I know Scott Tyler personally, a proud Belleville firefighter and a great public servant, a Belleville alderman. But Scott Tyler and Ann, please accept our sincerest condolences on the loss of your father and father-in-law and the rest of the Sudholt family. I spoke with a few people today. Didn't have anything but great things to say about Chubb. 74 years old, still had a lot of life left, but you know, things happen, maybe for a reason. But again, our deepest and sincerest condolences. Chubb will be laid out. Visitation for friends and family will be from 4 to 8 p.m. on Sunday, August the 2nd, and from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. on Monday, August the 3rd, at the Castley Mortuary in Fairview Heights. So again, our condolences go out to the Sudholt family, and Scott, we're thinking about you and your lovely bride Ann in these trying times. So what I want to do, and I just feel compelled, this is for Dwayne Chubb Sudholt and everybody's family member that's died, past, present. And I want to give another little moment of silence in special appreciation for everything that Dwayne Chubb Sudholt did, and for all of his friends that he made throughout all these years in the Belleville area. Dwayne Chubb Sudholt, please rest in peace. I want to get through some of the our civic bulletin board, and then we're going to go up here to Belleville with the Blue Job Bearer Civic. We're going to talk to see what the sheriff had to say. Hey, Sheriff Watson, if you're listening, please give me a call. I know you're man enough to give me a call, unlike the rest of those rotten bastards up in Belleville who have to get permission from Mark Sweet cakes, Kerner, God, Sprague. I know you're your own man, Sheriff, so I'd appreciate you giving us a call and we can talk a little politics. Coming up, August the 9th, and I'll tell you, Righteous Pig Barbecue at 124 East Main. I stopped off there yesterday. What if you want some great barbecue? The Righteous Pig Barbecue at 124 East Main has some of the best right here in Belleville, Illinois. The Johnny Cash, the best Johnny Cash tribute artist, Bill Furness, will be there performing Sunday, August the 9th, starting at 1 o'clock p.m. There's no cover charge, so if you people can go out and support Bill Furness, and if you like Johnny Cash, you won't have a better Sunday afternoon. The silent auction for Walk to End Alzheimer's. It will be August the 1st. I guess that's tomorrow. August the 1st. Doors open at 6 p.m. Trivia starts at 7 at the SWIC, Southwestern Illinois College Sam Wolf campus in Granite City at 4950 Maryville Road in Granite City. If you want to reserve a table, please call 618-931-3999. The O'Fallon Underwater Search and Recovery Team having their barbecue fundraiser Saturday, August the 8th. It will be at the Knights of Columbus parking lot in O'Fallon, Illinois. The radio station is going to try to come out and support a great cause. And again, we want to salute everyone affiliated with the O'Fallon Underwater Search and Rescue Team. What a great job you guys do. The band Wilderness, their reunion dance and concert August the 9th. Sunday at the VFW Hall in Waterloo, Illinois. It'll be from 3 to 7 p.m. There'll be food available. The band Where's Charlie will be doing the opening set, and then they'll have all the oldies from the band that performed in the 1968 era. It said originated out of Jabot High School in Waterloo, Illinois. All the proceeds will go to the Monroe County History Museum in memory of Deb Johnson. Concert for Wounded Vets and Warriors coming up next Saturday, August the 8th. From 1 o'clock to 10 o'clock p.m. Must be going to be an all-day performance. It's presented by the Edwardsville American Legion Post 199 in Edwardsville, Illinois. If you have any questions or concerns, you can call Mike Bartko at 618-660-5686. Back to school, August the 1st, tomorrow. All the school supplies from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at the Wesley Memorial United Methodist Church in Festus, Illinois. They're going to be giving away school supplies. If you're in that area, want to participate, want to donate, please call Pam Roth at 636-937-5854. Sips and Taste at 618. That's coming up August the 14th and 15th. Formerly it was the Taste of Southern Illinois. It's going to be at the Community Park in Shiloh, Illinois. Going to have 2 or 3 great bands. It's going to be featuring the Smash Band Saturday from 7:30 to 10:30. And we'll talk about that more as time draws near. Don't forget, you can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and/or the Grim Reaper of Radio. You can go to our streaming site at insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling. You can like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or our sister station, KZQZ 1430 AM. You can hear my repeat performance every day, Monday through Friday at 4 o'clock p.m. And now, at the stroke of midnight, I'm broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night at midnight. On this date, July the 31st, 1774, oxygen was discovered by Joseph Priestley. On this date, July the 31st, way back in 1790, the United States Patent Office opened. On this date, July the 31st, 1864, Ulysses S. Grant was named General of Volunteers. On this date, July the 31st, 1912, the United States government prohibited movies and photos of prize fights. On this date, July the 31st, 1932, George Washington's 25-cent coin went into circulation. On this date, July the 31st, 1953, the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare was created. On this date, July the 31st, 1981, a 40-day strike of Major League Baseball ended. On this date, July the 31st, 2006, Fidel Castro handed over power temporarily to his brother Raul. That's what happened on this date, July the 31st. throughout all these years in our world's history. I want to thank Andy Whitlock. We're going to get you some shirts for your golf tournament, Andy, and thanks for all the support and all the nice words. Kirk Geelan, I guess it is. I agree with what you say about the monies, and you keep writing. We've got a Facebook message from Kathy Brooks. Bob, love your show. Want to share a picture to your page, but unable to get it. We're going to get you taken care of, Kathy Brooks. Shows a picture of me in Chappaqua. It's a Cardinal game. Not a Star Wars fan, but he reminded me of Mrs. Kern. Thank you very much, Kathy Brooks. And Elton Brock, there is going to be a candidate against Eddie Jackson. And I know you and a lot of other people want to fight the cause because Eddie Jackson has not done his job. So Elton Brock, again, thank you very much. I got to put a special shout out, a respectful shout out to Jim Mizaraco and Bill Yeager. These guys are two of the hardest working St. Louis City employees. They work for the St. Louis Traffic and Lighting Department. I saw both these gentlemen out in a very hot day, out in the hot sun yesterday, doing a very professional job. As a taxpayer, I sincerely don't, you hear me? I don't mind paying the salaries of people like these two hard workers who give an honest 8 hours work for a decent 8 hours pay. Again, I want to salute Jim Mizaraco, and Bill Yeager for a job well done. And while I'm at it, I want to acknowledge all the guys in the Traffic and Lighting Department for the job they do. I know a lot of them listen, so thank you guys for taking the time out. We appreciate you guys and everything you do, even though sometimes, like all of our other hardworking Americans, you guys are forgot about most of the time. You know, especially when these politicians throw their stanky ass faces on the front line. But as always, we here at KQQZ 1190 AM recognize the hardworking Americans who have helped, and I mean this sincerely, helped make this United States of America such a great place to live. So I want to thank all of you again, every hardworking American, man, woman, black, white, Democrats and Republicans, because there are some hardworking Democrats and Republicans. They're just not in office. I wish the hardworking Democrats and Republicans would be in elective office, but when they get up there, they kind of semi-retire. And I want to say thanks to all of you. Stay out of the heat, people, because it was hot the last 2 or 3 days. And I want to say, you rotten bastard politicians, you don't understand, because when it's 105, you're sitting in an air-conditioned office with a suit and tie making $125,000 a year when the true Americans are out there keeping this great United States of America great. You rotten bastard politician, no-count, low-life son of a bitches. I want to sincerely, you guys know that most of the time I'm right, but I've been wrong a few times, very few, but when I am wrong, I'm man enough to apologize. And I want to put a heartfelt, and I mean this sincerely, a heartfelt apology to all the proud people of East St. Louis. You knew during the election, you heard, I supported Amika Ustinka Jackson Hicks, the newly elected mayor of East St. Louis. I supported her hands down. We give her $25,000, $30,000 in cash. We give her another $25,000, $30,000 in in-kind advertising, $70,000. And I know you people listen to me. Some of you don't like me, but I always tell you, listen to me and then research it. Then you'll find out what I say is right. And I know there's a lot of people that respect me, and I respect them. But I have to apologize. I led you good people down a wrong path. And I'm sincerely sorry for doing this. I really am. I feel like crap. I helped get this bitch elected. She turns on all of you. She sit at the dinner table with me. Bob, I'm against the culture of corruption. I'm against Alonzo Greenwood. I'm against Charlie Powell. They're bad for the city. You heard her say that during the election on her campaign speeches. But now, all of a sudden, she is in political bed with her arch enemies during the election. Alonzo Greenwood, that short, sawed-off son of a bitch. Charlie Powell, Alvin Sugar Britches Parks, you remember him. They're all back in bed together. And it's amazing how little time it took to get her swayed over to the dark side, to the evil side. But now they're all together. And I got to say, Amika Ustinka Jackson, she's not the smartest lady in the group, but it really wasn't her. I personally believe it was the Senator, Foghorn, Buckwheat Claiborne, and her daddy, slimy, grimy Eddie the Gerbil Jackson. Here's what happened, people. I think she started off trying to be decent, but she really is an idiot when it comes to politics, and I don't say that out of disrespect. She's just a total idiot. She doesn't know what the hell's going on. Through people like me and other people, she gets elected. Now she doesn't know what to do. Now here's Eddie Jackson. Man, I'm in trouble with the Democratic organization in East St. Louis. They've threatened, and I know this, they threatened to run Alvin Sugar Britches Parks against Eddie Jackson in the primary for state representative. And old Eddie the Gerbil, the sleaze, the slimy, grimy Eddie the Gerbil Jackson, he can't lose that powerful position, that $100,000 a year salary for doing nothing, the big pension, all the benefits. So he gets with the senator, and the senator can't lose that $900,000 a year that he gets for being the city attorney in East St. Louis. People, you understand, this rotten bastard takes $800, $900, $1 million a year out of the coffers for his legal advice. So these two guys get together and tell Amika, hey, we got to get back. We got to get back with Charlie Powell. We got to get back with Alonzo Greenwood. We got to get back with the people that we talked about like dogs before the election, the people we talked about like we had to change and we were going to change this town, bring it in a positive direction, get rid of parks. But we can't do that now. You got elected, Amika. I need to keep my $1 million a year salary, Claiborne's telling her. And her daddy, probably down on his knees, honey, I can't lose this because I'm too stupid to do anything else. I'll be pushing watermelons on the corner, honey. So they all go over and get together with the East St. Louis Democratic Club, Alonzo Greenwood, Charlie Powell, Alvin Parks, who they fought and talked about like dogs before the election. But now they're right back over there. How hypocritical can you be, Amika Ustinka Jackson Hicks? You stanky bitch. You're not good for East St. Louis. You were like the political devil in disguise. Everybody has found you out. And whenever she starts appointing people, and all the big positions that she appoints are people that are committeemen that can help get votes in the next election for Eddie Jackson to keep his position. All these guys are tied up and affiliated with guess who? Alonzo Greenwood, Alvin Sugar Britches Parks, Charlie Powell, the same group that Amika Jackson said that she was going to try to destroy, that they were going in a new direction. I honestly think, Amika, you're going in a worse direction, because the only bastards that are worse than Charlie Powell, than Alonzo Greenwood, than Alvin Sugar Britches Parks are the two bastards that you're taking all the advice from. Senator Foghorn, I say, Buckwheat Claiborne, and your daddy, grimy, slimy, Eddie the Gerbil Jackson. How disrespectful you became to the good people of East St. Louis. You sit there with one face before the election, and now there's another face after the election. And it is a face of political evil. Amika Ustinka Jackson Hicks, newly elected mayor of East St. Louis. I want my money back. I think I was totally scammed. I think you definitely misrepresented yourself, not just to me, but to the good people of East St. Louis and the proud people of East St. Louis. You understand me? We all fought long. We fought hard. Some gave money, some gave time, but we all gave a lot to get that no-count little bitch elected mayor of East St. Louis because she was going to turn things around, that she was against the culture of corruption. She wasn't against the culture of corruption. To me, she was a spy in the camp. She was a spy in the camp, and we all let our guards down. Not just me, the good people of East St. Louis who put her in office. But again, I want to apologize, and I mean that. I love the city of East St. Louis. I'm born and raised in East St. Louis. I'm proud to say that. I'm proud to say that I grew up in a housing project, the Roosevelt Homes. Not ashamed. Not ashamed where I come from. And I'm definitely not ashamed where I'm going. Because I'm going to fight the fight against these rotten bastards no matter what it takes. And I hope you good people in East St. Louis, I hope you're like me. Well, not crazy like me, but like me and learned the lesson. You can't trust those son of a bitches down there. Amika Jackson Hicks, you ought to be totally ashamed of yourself. You talked one game before the election. The good people, the proud people of East St. Louis let their guards down. They put all their eggs in your basket. They put all their hopes and dreams for their future and their family and their children's future on your shoulders. And as soon as you get elected, you crawl like a snake that you are. You crawl back to the same people that you were fighting against. And it only took about 30 days. I guarantee you, Amika, you stink of Jackson Hicks and her daddy, her greasy, slimy, gripey, no count, good for nothing, son of a bitchin' daddy, Eddie the Gerbil Jackson. These rotten bastards are back in the fold after 1 month. And they're back in the fold because it's personally beneficial to Eddie the Gerbil, because he didn't want any opposition in the primary. But remember, people, when you see the name Eddie Jackson on any kind of ballot, you know what he's done for the proud people of East St. Louis. He's led you not to get help at the courthouse in Belleville. He's not led you to the courthouse for positive reasons. He's led all of you, along with his daughter, Amika, you stinker Jackson. He's led all you to the slaughterhouse, because it's not going to get better in East St. Louis. It's going to continue to get worse. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, and proud to be your First Amendment and all-American station, Radical Radio, and we stand tall as the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio at its finest. And we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Hey, we've got about a zillion callers, and I want to apologize for just an hour show. I give myself a headache after 10 minutes, so I don't know if I want to go 2 hours, but we're going to try to get to as many calls as we can. So go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hey, Bob.
How you doing, sir?
Hey, Brandon Kelly's going to do integrity classes. You think he can spell that word?
What, integrity? I don't think. Hey, let me tell you what, sir. I don't think he can spell it. You can't spell a word until you know what the word means. And I don't think him and any of the Democrats up here in St. Clair County know what the word means. So, no, I don't think he can spell it properly, sir. What do you think?
I'm positively sure he can, Bob.
Hey, what's going on in your world, sir? You live in the Belleville area?
No, but I'll tell you what, you're giving me a headache just listening to you.
Hey, well, I'm going to give you a bigger damn headache when I hang up on you. Hey, partner, you have a good weekend, partner. Thank you very much. We got another caller. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hello, Mr. Romantic. How you doing?
Hi, it's Bob, but thank you very much, sir. How you doing?
No, I'm doing great. I was calling to comment about Senator Claiborne and ask you a question, basically. And don't you think that he's already being investigated with the Elliot Davis profile on him? I mean, I'm pretty sure he knows there's an X on him.
Sir, let me tell you what. Not only do I believe he's being investigated by Elliot Davis, I personally think there's a lot of other people investigating him. When he takes all that money, sir, the campaign money, and spends it on lavish trips for him and whoever else, if nothing else, I think the IRS is involved because that's earned money for him. And I think, sir, that the senator is in a lot more trouble than he thinks he is. And remember last election, sir, last year had Catherine Ryoko, an attorney from Swansea, a Swansea trustee. She didn't have much organization. She only lost by 1,800 votes. So that tells me that the people in his senatorial district have found him out, and it's going to be trouble next time for him.
I think he's going to jail.
Well,
I'm pretty sure there's going to be something that happens. I don't think they're going to let this walk by.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if he's going to jail. If he's done anything wrong, he, me, or you, we should be in jail. So let's let nature take its course, Tim, and thank you very much for taking the time to listen and taking the time to call, buddy. We really appreciate you. Thank you very much. It's amazing that the people are pissed off at these politicians. And when people say, hey, Romanik, I'm for you, don't be for Bob Romanik. Be for the message that I'm helping to put out. I'm fortunate enough to be able to get on the airways and give the message. I'm no better than you people. I'm no smart. Well, I hope I'm no smarter than you people, because if I am, this world's in trouble, because I'm not the smartest son of a bitch in town by any means. But I'm the most sincere bastard you'll get, because I'll tell you the way it is. Sometimes it may hurt your feelings. Sometimes you may laugh. Sometimes you may cry. But I'm going to give it to you the way it is. You can't get any other radio talk show host in this country that'll give it to you like I will. I'm not worried about sponsorships, not worried about money. I'm worried about making a difference before it's time for me to get my last ride horizontally, of course, in a hearse. I'm going to make a difference, people. And I hope all of you, all you true Americans, black, white, men, women, Democrats, Republicans, don't give a damn what you are. It's what you do. And please think about it over the weekend. Fire yourself up. You don't need me to fire you up. Fire yourself up. And when you do, that's when you say, hey, that crazy ignorant son of a bitch, he was right again. Because that's what it's about, people, making a difference. We can all make a difference. And I have to say, the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, that's your way to the top, people. 50 years. There's never been the opportunity that there is now to change things. And I want to tell you, people, we can change things, and with your help, we will change things. Now, we've got a great public servant on the line. Go ahead, Charlie Meyer, state representative from the Oakville area. Charlie, how the hell you doing?
Oh, just busy like always. But I got done square baling hay yesterday, so I'm still not too old for that yet.
Hey, Charlie, I and everybody I talked to at the breakfast table today, we want to salute you. We want to salute you for the new legislation that you brought up to Springfield. Can you tell our listening audience what it is?
Yes. I had a bill earlier this year that we had in there that would have allowed military people from out of state to get conceal and carry in Illinois. We don't recognize any other states conceal and carry, and this bill would have allowed it. It was dropped. They didn't want it. You know, people up north don't like guns. And after the recent shooting down in Chattanooga, and now I believe we have a military person who has been charged because they would not honor his conceal and carry, and he walked into a store or a restaurant or something up in northern Illinois, and he now has charges against him also. So this bill will simply allow, if you're an out-of-state resident living in Illinois, but you still are listed as Oklahoma or wherever you came from when you joined the military, which a lot of our military are, it will allow you to get conceal and carry. It will allow your spouse to get a conceal and carry. Even though you aren't an Illinois citizen, you will be allowed to with this bill if we can get it to pass. These people put their lives on the line at a moment's notice. They never know when they're going to be called and told to get on a plane and go to Iraq, Afghanistan, or where they're going to be sent for our country. And when they're willing to put their life on the line for us, shouldn't they be allowed to protect themselves here? When you have ISIS who zeroed in on 100 military families already and said they'd like to see those entire families killed in America.
Yeah, you know, Charlie, seriously, I want to salute you not only as a great public servant for this great state of Illinois, but for a true American. And I agree with you, Charlie. These military guys, they've got more weapons training than any of us or any of you guys. I'm a felon. I can't carry a gun, but the people that carry the guns, and it's a 2-week training program, and that's okay. I think that qualifies them to handle that gun. But our military's got months and months of weapon training. Don't you think, Charlie?
Yeah, who's better qualified? And they'll still have to go through a conceal and carry course, you know, background check and that. But they will have the right to do it. And I truly believe, you know, with all my heart, that this is the right thing to do. And I know there will be opposition to this bill, but how can you try to fight this bill? How can you be an American and try to fight this
and be against it? You know, Charlie, I agree with you. Anything that we can do, and people out there listening, if you're not in Charlie Meyer's district, if you're in Jay Hoffman's district, Dwight Kay's district, Jerry Costello's district, my good buddy Eddie Jackson's district, wherever you're at, call your state legislator, your state senator, and tell them to get behind this bill. The military is there to protect us, so let's give them the opportunity to protect themselves. Hey, Charlie, one last thing, and I appreciate the call. What's going on with the Murray Center?
Well, we are open to be, you know, we've got things we'd like to get changed and to move us into the future. It's all dependent on working out budgets. So, you know, we can't get anything done until we get a budget. And, you know, at this point in time, you know, we just lost Mitsubishi, you know.
Right.
We've lost 35% of our manufacturing jobs in this state because we can't have workman's comp reform and tort reform. Michael Madigan will not allow that to happen.
Yep.
And, you know, we've got to stand with our governor, stand up and say, we have to have these changes. And, you know, Bruce Rauner, I get emails all the time that says, let's have that. Go ahead and vote for a tax increase. We need these services. Yes, we need these services. We desperately need these services. But we need change. We cannot keep supporting all these services while we're losing our tax base. We've got to be a pro-business state. We need this change to allow us to do this. You know, if you got hired in Illinois and you're going to move your family in and you've got 2 kids, the minute you move across the state line into Illinois, you and your wife and your 2 kids now owe $184,000. That's your share of the state debt. Why would you want to move into Illinois?
Hey, Charlie, that's a great point. Listen, Charlie, we're going to go. Hey, I appreciate the call. You keep the fight up, Charlie, for this concealed carry legislation, because I think you're doing a great thing for our great military heroes. And again, I'm going to salute you as a true American and a great public servant for the people of Illinois. State Representative Charlie Meyer, thank you very much, buddy.
Thank you, Bob. You have a good day and try to keep cool.
You too, sir. Thank you very much. Charlie Meyer, what a great guy. And I think he's totally right. We got our military here, can't protect themselves, but they're going to go over in foreign soil and protect us? How asinine is that crap? We've got some more callers. Go ahead, caller. You're on the dark side.
Hello?
Go ahead, caller.
Yeah, well, basically, I've been listening to your whole show, and everything the thing about it is it's top-down, federal government down. And that's what sucks. You know, the problems that we're having are based, they start with the top and, you know, who the imposter in the White House is. All right? So as far as Illinois being, you know, nobody gets that. I mean, I'm going to forget about political correctness. Nobody gives a damn about East St. Louis. You know, you were from there. My mother was actually born there back in the 40s. And it was white, and it was very rich, and declined to what it is now. But having said that, you know, you covered a lot of topics today. But here's the deal. Nothing's going to change in this country. Nothing's going to change in this country. Immigration, and it's not going to change. Illinois government, come on. You got to elect it because it may be too late.
Hey, Mark, I appreciate the call and appreciate that the word after bull, but that's okay. Mark, you've got every right as an American to believe what you want. But what I believe is we can make a change. That's the problem. Everybody believes there can't be changes. I believe there can. I believe that we can change this country. I believe we can change the philosophy and the direction of these political bastards. But what we have to do, there was an article in the paper, Mark, 20% of the people vote. See, it's our fault, Mark. It's our fault. Everybody out there, 20 to 25% of the people that are registered and eligible to vote in this great country. Now, certain areas, there's a bigger percentage. But I'll be damned. Let's get off our asses. We can't make a change sitting in the backyard drinking a Budweiser. We got to get up off our asses. We're going to get knocked down. I've been up and down and up and down and up and down. My ass hurts from being knocked down so much. But I'll be damned. Again, until I get my final parade laying horizontally in a hearse, I'm going to do all I can do to make that change. And you can never win, Mark, and everybody else. You can never win a game if you don't get into the game. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of Radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio. And we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. I don't want to bring this, Ferguson. First, number one, people of East St. Louis, again, accept my apology. I did everything I could do to get that bitch elected under false pretenses. I'll do everything I can do to get her unelected, to expose her. And you good people in East St. Louis, please, let's try to work together and right a terrible wrong. Please, let's do it again. My apologies. If I would have known she was going to do what she did, I would have never. I'd have let her come on the air. We would have never gave her in-kind advertising. I'd have never gave her $25,000, $30,000 of my money. But I did. And for you good people of East St. Louis, I am really, really sorry. Hey, this deal in Ferguson. I see they were going to have a meeting with Mayor Knowles, who's going to be out. The white boy's going to be out. But he wanted to have a meeting with about 20 people to get ready for this anniversary of the death of that criminal that, well, I shouldn't call, I'm sorry, not a criminal because he was never convicted, of the gentleman that grabbed the store owner who we saw on video, the gentleman who tried, allegedly, grab the gun. So, no, he wasn't a criminal. He could have been a criminal if he hadn't got killed and would have been convicted in a court of law. Then he would have been a criminal. I think it was a criminal act. But having said that, they want to have a meeting with 20 of the people to try to have a peaceful demonstration coming up. And there was 60, 70 people that showed up. And it wasn't peaceful. There were fights. Here's what I say. I've got an idea, and I always have innovative ideas, and most of the ideas you hear right here on the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM. You get enough law enforcement personnel to secure about a 3 or 4 block area. You put 2 or 3 helicopters up in the air. And when these ignorant, destructive, no-count, low-life, good-for-nothing protesters, hey, I want to apologize to the protesters. Protesters do it civilly. I mean the criminals who try to destroy our police cars. You see them jumping up and down. You see them going into the businesses, breaking everything, looting everything. Then the helicopters need to drop some of these red dye bombs, like the ones that they have in the banks in their dye packing. They need to get those and drop them on all those people that are out there trying to rob everything. There'll be red stain all over these son of a bitches. And then all the policemen in the perimeter, when these people try to get out, they'll see all the red dye. They'll see all the red dye. Then you put undercover officers into the crowd, and in their little backpacks, you have canisters. And when people go into the business, here comes an undercover officer and shoots that dye all through that business that'll stain their skin for weeks to come. And then when they walk out, then we grab them like roaches, then we stomp them like roaches. Think about it. That red dye is a way to identify. You see those people jumping on those police cars. I'd have swooped down in a helicopter. I'd have threw a bomb of red dye on these rotten bastards. It'd have stained their skin for however long, and we could have rounded them up. And you think about that, law enforcement. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. And we'll talk about that again on Monday. Also, they're going to let, and pisses me off, they're going to let gay Boy Scout leaders in. Now I want to ask you good people, and I don't give a damn who I piss off. I don't care what gay people do. That's their damn business. It's their damn business. But they equate this to the military don't ask, don't tell policy, remember? But remember, military people are adults, consenting adults. But ask yourself this question. Are there any good parent out there that would feel comfortable if they knew their 10 to 12-year-old impressionable young son would be going out on a weekend outing with a gay, no matter if he was a decent gay guy or not? Would you feel comfortable? Would you expose your son to that? Then they talk about recruiting. They're going down on recruitment with the Scouts. I think this will put the Scouts under at the end of the day. And I don't give a damn about being politically correct. I give a damn about protecting my son, and I hope you as good parents do the same thing. Sheriff Rick Watson won't run for Congress. Barra Civic's candidacy assailed. Boy, I tell you what, did you read the paper? Watson decided not to run, said he's not going to be a candidate, and we all knew that. And Sheriff, it said Watson emailed a letter to media outlets in which he underscored his loyalty to the county voters. Hey, we're a media outlet here, Sheriff Watson. I feel offended, Sheriff. We're the only local outlet for news media in the radio television business. And I didn't get that memo, Sheriff. It says the citizens of St. Clair County elected me, and my loyalty is to the citizens. And I think the sheriff has done a good job. But Sheriff, I don't appreciate being shorted on that. And I want to let everyone know. Sheriff Watson, when he decided to think about running, that was a slap in the face to these rotten bastards. And I want to say, Sheriff, I salute you for not giving damn about what Barra Civic thought, about God Sprague thought, what Mark Sweetcake's Kern thought. You said, hey, if I want to run, I'll run. Then you decided not to. But this paper, the National Democratic Party, they tried to recruit Watson, and that was a total slap in the face to Barra Civic. Blow job, Barra Civic, son of John Red on the Noodle like a pecker on the poodle, Barra Civic. But his son, he don't give a damn. He can't get any backing from anybody. He's a Barra Civic. He can do what he does. But this Brian Smoot, he just ate in the Barra Civic. He's got $80-some-odd thousand, which is a laugh when you run for Congress. But I really like what the sheriff concluded in his letter by noting, now that he understands the process of running for Congress, I've decided not to run. I will support the party candidate. You hear that? He didn't say he's going to support. He didn't throw his support to Barra Civic. That's another slap in the face to you ignorant bastards, and I salute you for that, Sheriff. He didn't say he was going to endorse Barra Civic. He's going to endorse the Democratic Party candidate, and they know it's not going to be Barra Civic. And, of course, blow job Barra Civic. He never returned any phone calls seeking comment. Neither did his dumbass campaign spokesman, Robert Jones. These two son of a bitches really think they're somebody. And it says, yet another potential candidate slamming the door on the Democrats' hope for a congressional win. Barra Civic. You've been embarrassed time after time after time. Just because your name is Barra Civic doesn't mean you're entitled to victory. Now, you're entitled to run. Everybody's entitled to run. But why would you run a race? And I'll make this analogy. If you're a one-legged guy and you're running against the world's fastest sprinter, you can't win, Barra Civic. You're an embarrassment to the Democratic Party in Southern Illinois. And you know why I know? Because the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee said so. They said how embarrassing you are. Now, it's really scathing when the National Democratic Committee comes out against the son of a political leader in St. Clair County, a Democratic political leader. But I think those guys in Washington know about John Barra Civic. They know about all the heat he's getting. They know about what the Democrats have done to destroy this one great county of St. Clair. I think they know that. They're trying to distance themselves at the national level from Barra Civic, from Sprague, from Kern. And you people can read between the lines. He says, not good. One of the gentlemen from the National Democratic Committee. What is a credible amount? He says it's sure not $85,000. And he says, we're not. No way, shape, or form. It says he doesn't reach a certain threshold as a credible candidate. Well, I would say, sir, he doesn't reach a certain threshold as a credible citizen, as a credible human being, as a credible attorney. The little son of a bitch, blue job Barra Civic. How much more embarrassed can you get? How much more embarrassed can you get? But your daddy, he's going to remain in the race. He's going to remain in the race after the Democrats have slapped you bastards in the face. Unbelievable. And I guarantee if I was blue job Barra Civic, first I'd change my name, but I'd make a call. I'd return the call. I'd give a comment. But you notice these bastards, they just run and hide. They just run and hide. But I like that when the sheriff says, I'll support the party candidate. He knows, and everybody knows, that nobody in the party wants Barra Civic. Nobody in the party actually wants John Barra Civic. And my prediction on that, ignorant, stupid son of a bitch, Chief Judge John Red on the noodle like a pecker on a poodle, he will not run for retention. There's no way in the world he'll get 60% of the vote. They ought to make these judges run for retention because they should be held to a higher standard once they're elected the first term. But no, he'll run in the general election. And I don't know if he can win that. I think the people of the 20th Judicial Circuit, after all the scandals in St. Clair County, I think they found Barra Civic out. And Barra Civic, I'll be bringing up what you did about 30 years ago as a state's attorney and how egregious is that. So you guys aren't out of the fire yet. But again, I want to salute Sheriff Watson for not taking any of their crap and not being forced to endorse a rotten candidate. And also I want to thank Jerry Costello because he's got the guts. Remember back in the day, a few years back, they were going to run Hoffman. Sprague wanted Hoffman. Kern wanted Hoffman. Barra Civic wanted Hoffman. They put him in the race. Costello says, no, he's not a good candidate. I'm going to go get Ann Callis. So there was going to be a big primary fight, but they got together. But Costello, in essence, and I can't talk for Jerry Costello, I think his line of thinking was, I'm not going to let them to destroy the 12th Congressional District. I'm not going to let them put in an unqualified candidate of Jay Hoffman. And he did, and I salute him for that. And now he's coming back and saying, hey, I want to protect the seat that I had, the seat that I worked hard, the seat that I represented in the 12th Congressional District. I'm not going to let somebody destroy it, make a mockery out of it. So I'm not going to be for Barra Civic either. And I believe that's why he had Watson. He's the one that opened the door to get Watson to have a conference with the National Democratic Committee. And I believe Sheriff Watson has done and will continue to do a good job as sheriff. And he doesn't want to be a congressman. That's his prerogative. But I salute him and Costello for not taking the crap from Barra Civic, from Sprague, from Kern, and even starting out saying, hey, I'm thinking about being a candidate. Nobody else would have the guts to do that. So Watson, Costello, on this one, I think you guys were right on, and thanks for helping expose what a rotten, no-count, lousy, no-good candidate that blue job Barra Civic would be for the 12th Congressional District in this great state of Illinois. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio. And you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio at its finest once again. And we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back Monday, same time, same place, and you'll hear this crazy son of a bitch and rant and rave, and I'll continue the rant and rave. But what I rant and rave about is the truth. What I rant and rave about is this culture of corruption in St. Clair County. What I rant and rave about is we deserve better, is true Americans. And as always, we can get what we deserve by uniting, coming together with the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, exposing these rotten bastards as we do every day, day in and day out, dragging them politically coals of hell, dragging these bastards across those coals and burning their political, stinky, wrinkled, rotten asses. And as always, the best part of it, after the exposing, after the dragging, the best and most enjoyable part is destroying this evil in St. Clair County, this culture of corruption, the St. Clair County Democratic Central Committee, destroying these bastards once and for all, for the good of all of us, men, women, black, white, Democrats, Republicans, for the betterment of all of us. We have to get them out of the way. We have to destroy these son of a bitches. Destroy them politically, of course. Right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and all-American station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.